Hello, hello everyone. Happy Monday. And guess what? I'm the right way. I remembered to double check it and it did not save to go horizontal. It was back at vertical. So yay, I remembered to change it. Yeah. The story of my life, right? Right. All right. I'm just putting my little iPad up here so I can check your comments and make sure I'm all good. And let's see if I can get over there. There we go. All right. When you are in, make sure that you say hello. And I am a minute or two early, so I will wait for just a minute before I move on. I'm actually going to adjust the camera. I'm not sure why I'm way up high, but that's okay. All right. Hello, hello. I have a prize winner from last week, and I literally just drew it. So let me put the name down. And then I will show it to you. Our winner from last week is Kathy Goldie. So Kathy, I will get this in the mail to you. It is the Textured Chic Memories and More card pack. So I will get that over to you. I'll probably just mail it to you this week. I do have the prizes that are from last week that will be mailed out. I'm working on all that tonight. I'm a little behind on mailing. So I will get all of that out to y'all. Okay. The prize for today is going to go along with what we're actually working on. So we are working on Halloween projects tonight. So in saying that, I have the infamous glow in the dark bats and ghost embellishments. These you can no longer get. And I'm going to be using these today because apparently a lot of people have them, which is why they keep going on back order. And then went to completely unorderable, sold out, can't get any more. And then I also have the glow in the dark 6x6 paper. We'll be using both of these tonight. So these will be the prizes that I will draw for next week. And I'll make sure to get them out pretty quickly so that you can have them for Halloween if you are the one to win. Hey Deb, how are you? All right, so I'm going to put you down on the table so that we can go through all that. Deb, I remembered to go in and change the direction before I went live today. And it was back to where it was not supposed to be. So I'm glad I checked. Otherwise, I would be vertical all over again this week. So, okay, let's dive into all the goody stuff that is going on. The first is, let's see, we already talked about that. That's old news. I can throw that one away. The first one will be the joining special. Make sure that if you are not a demonstrator, that you take a look at the great advantages that you can get being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And right now they have a great special in honor of their 35th year, or I guess to celebrate their anniversary, their 35th anniversary for Stampin' Up! There are two ways that you can join Stampin' Up! Right now. The first way is by getting 35% off of your actual starter kit, which would give you $125 in products for a cost of only $64.35. That is a phenomenal deal right now. Phenomenal. And then you also get free shipping with that. Plus, you get the bonus of being able to join in our online on-stage event that is in November. And we are having a nice little party for our team little get-together. So it is a great time to join for that. Or you can choose 35% more in products. And for $99, you get to choose $168.75 for your products. And you have to do right at that amount. So just know that. But that's a good amount of product. And then, of course, you still get the free shipping, and then you get that on-stage pass. So that is that. Let's see. I did forget to share. Hold on. I forgot to share my thing on Facebook. So let me see if I'm where I'm supposed to be to share that. Yes, okay. Give me 2 seconds. I completely forgot today. And we will post. Okay, now I'm good. All right, so that is done. Let me start back here. Make sure I'm there. Okay. The next thing is, don't forget, when you spend $50 before tax and shipping in my online store, you get a free tutorial bundle. And this is my card for this month, and you get the tutorial directions for my card, which is right there. But then you also get all of these. There's 46 projects this month. This is a great, phenomenal, fantastic tutorial bundle every single month, but this month they blew it out of the park. There are some in there I have cased for myself to send out for church birthdays and stuff. So it is a great tutorial bundle. And Sharon, I see you, and I actually am working on getting yours emailed out to you today. So make sure you take a look when tonight before you go to bed, and that tutorial will be there for you. I meant to send it over the weekend, and I completely forgot. So, let's see. The last day to join for the Designer Series Special Release Paper is today. Today's the 16th. Nope, it's tomorrow. It's the 17th. That's the last day to join it for me. These are the papers that are included in it. They are pretty, and they are spectacular, and they are wonderful. We're going to be using the adhesive sheets or the gold and silver. We're going to be using the silver one on a project today. But you'll see some of these coming up in the near future as well. So the cost of the paper share is $25. And if you would like to join that, then let me know. You'll have to actually email me, or you can message me through Facebook or whatever, and I can send you the link to register for that. Okay, the last thing I have, let me put all that up there. The last thing I have is club. So the autumn leaves, and today is the last day to join club. I was able to order enough of the embellishments that go along with, these are not really on back order, but on unorderable. There we go. But I was able to get enough for those who are a part of club right now. So you will get this if you're a part of club currently. I cannot promise that you will get them if you join now or today. And I say that because they don't come back until November the 23rd, I think it is. So I will swap it out for a different embellishment, but everything else is there and you'll be good to go. So these are the cards that you'll create. And I'll put those there. Make sure y'all can see them. There we go. So these are the 6 cards that you get in your Make and Take packet. You will also then get 2 pieces of the oxidized copper specialty paper. You get a full pack of the inked botanical 6x6 paper. You will get a full pack of embellishments. And you get a full bolt of the, I think this is called the wavy trim. I had to look it up. So you can also add on the bundle. Sorry, the stamp set's over there, but these are the dies for it. Here's your bundle. Here's your stamp set. You can also add on any of the other products that I use. It's all in that email. So if you would like to register for that, today's the last day. You have to do it before midnight. And I have to email you that link. So if you're interested in that, well, let me know and I will send that to you. But the cost is $39 for all that. I think it's a great deal. And I love these cards. It's going to be hard for me to send those out because I will want to keep them forever. Okay, so let's dive into tonight's projects. Again, these will be the gifts, the prize for whoever next week. Make sure that you comment, you like, or give a thumbs up. Make sure you share. And your name will go in for these. These are both glow in the dark. These are the embellishments that you can no longer get. This is the paper. We're going to use both of these tonight. And then with your projects, don't forget that it is a class. So if you purchase $35 before tax and shipping using this host code, you can get the make and take projects for free today. And they're amazing. I'm going to toot my own horn. I'm going to say that tonight's projects I love, but I always like my Halloween projects. I did a class using the Tricks and Treats, the bundle, and I was in love with those projects, and I really didn't think I was going to be able to come up with anything else that I loved as much as I loved those, but I did. So I can't wait to show y'all. So we're going to use Tricks and Treats tonight, but we're also going to use the Bag of Bones. And the reason I'm combining it is because we are very close to Halloween. So I wanted to make sure that you were able to use the sets that you got. And the great thing about these is they can kind of go back and forth with each other. So they work really well together. All right, so the first project we're going to make is this little cute treat box, or treat bag, I guess. So a long time ago, Stampin' Up! Had a die that was called a mini treat bag. And it had the perforated edges at the top, or I guess I call them teeth because that's what they look like to me. So it had this at the top. They were a little bit bigger, probably about like this. And then about maybe like that. They weren't too big, but they were big enough. You could stick a card down in them. So anyway, when I was looking at our dies for the Tricks and Treats, this die to make the box actually kind of reminded me of it. And I was like, oh, I think I might see if I can create that little mini treat bag. Because it literally is my favorite die. And I still have those dies because I love them so much. So we're going to create this with that little box. And I'm going to show you how easy it is. And then it's a really easy project all the way around for this one. All right. We are going to grab, I'm going to have to get some of this. We're going to need that. Okay, so what I wanted to do first was I wanted to show you this. So this is this one. This is the bag cut out, just normal. So you have to cut it out twice. So I ran this one through, cut it out. Then you're going to run it through again, and you're going to cut using the teeth die. You're going to cut it out from the bag. Now, I got that one a little crooked, but we're not going to worry about that. We're going to take this one and we're going to run it through and create our teeth for our other one. But I wanted y'all to see this one, so we're going to cut it out together. Yes, Halloween is right around the corner, Kathy. It is very, very close. Halloween is my mother's birthday. So I have always liked Halloween. Now, I am not a scary Halloween person at all. I am a fun Halloween person. I do not do scary anything. Nothing. Not a thing. No scary movies. No haunted houses. Give me the pumpkin patch, the hot chocolate, and the hay bales, and I'll be just fine. All right, so we cut that one out. And then you're going to see that it's hanging off there, and that's completely fine. We're going to do some trimming anyway. All right, so I'm going to pull in my little cutter here. I'm going to grab my scissors. we are going to cut this part here. We're going to cut it off, but we're going to take our tab that's here and we're going to go down at an angle like that. We may end up having to cut off a little bit more, but I think that'll be enough for now. So then we're going to set that aside. And then we're going to do the same thing to this side. We're going to cut that angle down like that. Okay. Now we're going to put this into our cutter here. And all I'm doing is I'm going to fold this. It's going to help me to see that a little bit better because it's black. So it helps me to see where to cut, folding it, because it'll hang over the side for me. Make sure I get it on there good. All right, so then we're going to just trim that off. So you're going to be left with that piece. And then we're going to come right over here and we're going to cut our bottom off, okay? So we're going to line that up straight. Make sure we get that, and then we're going to cut it off. Now, I'm going to actually scoot this down just a little bit more, and I'm going to cut off just a tiny, tiny piece. And the reason for that is we're going to fold this over, and I do not want it to catch on that bottom. So we're going to make this just a little shorter than this section right here on that one. All right. We are going to then, we're going to fold on all the score lines here. And I'm just folding on them. You can get your bone folder out and do it, which you probably need to do. All right. And then we're going to fold this up. And actually, we need to cut that one off. I forgot. So we're going to cut this one off here. We do not need that one. Okay. So it'll look like this. And then your other piece is going to look like this. All right. Now, I'm going to grab my grid paper. And we are going to use some Wink of Stella. And we are going to give it some sparkle. So I'm just going to use the top for a minute and just kind of get some sprinkles out there like that. It's going to be little ones for right now. Okay, so not much. Just going to kind of give it my base here. And I got this idea from Melissa this past weekend. So she was doing this with hers. All right, now I'm going to take and I'm going to squeeze some of this Wink of Stella into the barrel there. And what I want to do is you're going to see it's kind of bubbling up right there. I want it to do that. I want it to bubble. Let's see if I can get it to bubble. I might be running low. All right, so it's going to start to bubble. And then what this is going to do is it's going to start dripping. And it's just going to kind of make some large dots on there. And you can even take your lid. Let's see if I can get it to do. There we go. So I just want it to have some big dots, some little dots. And then we're going to let it sit and dry as it has like gotten all over my desk now. But that's okay. That's what we want, right? We want sparkle and glitter everywhere. Okay, I think I'm going to be okay with that. We're going to stick with that. I'm going to set this aside and let it dry for a minute. And while we do that, we're going to stamp our little haunted house. It's a cute haunted house, not a scary one. Here it is. And I'm using Gorgeous Grape for it. One of the things that I love about Halloween are the colors. I like the orange and the purple and the black together and the white. for those of you who are football people, no, I am not a Clemson fan. But when it comes to Halloween, you might think I might be. Because I definitely like the orange and the purple together. Okay, so we've got that stamped. We're going to cut that out. So we're going to move our project. I'm going to grab my die. And we're going to line it up. Put it right there. And roll it through. All right, that's the only thing we have to cut, the only additional thing we have to cut for this one. Okay, now I'm going to show you, this is from the Bag of Bones. It is the fence, but do you see how long it is? I felt like that was too tall for our haunted house because I wanted it to go in front. So what I did was I kind of cut down on the bottom part. So if you don't want to waste any cardstock, you can just kind of put this toward the edge and then just kind of make your ends look rugged and rigid. Makes it more spooky like, I guess, but not scary spooky, but cute spooky. Okay. Now we are going to put all of our pieces together. So we're going to flip this over. We're going to put dimensionals on the back. Maybe if I can get them to come off the sheet. There we go. So we're going to put one up there. And if you can't, Maggie is whining. She's been real whiny lately. We don't know what's going on. So, all right. We're going to stick this right about here, but we're going to put it up a little bit so it's going to kind of hang off the top. So you'll have a little bit of that dimensional hanging off. Then we're going to take, now when I cut this out, I put the adhesive sheet on the back so that I didn't have to mess with liquid glue. And then we're going to place this right down here and right across. And it's going to hang off a little bit. Then we're going to take our ghost, which is cut out of the glow-in-the-dark paper. We're going to put dimensionals on the back of our ghost. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but we're going to say it's a boy. Now, one thing I'm going to do is I want to make sure I put a dimensional up on the forehead. So I'm just going to take the edge and then put it down right there, and it's like a perfect little fit. And then we're going to stick our ghost right about there. All right. It is probably not fully dry, but that's okay. We're going to go with it anyway. So I'm going to grab my tear and tape. We're going to put tear and tape on this side. You know what? I actually need to cut off that one too. I just need the little tabs. Okay. And then we're going to flip this over. We're going to put it here and here. All right, so you're going to put tear and tape all down there. And then let me grab my long scissors. Actually, let's grab the trimmer again. All right, let's cut off this one here. There we go. So it should look like this. And then that one should look like that. All right, then we're going to take off our, we're going to take off our adhesive, and then we're just going to line this up And I want the tops to line up. I want those to match, because remember we trimmed a little bit off the bottom to make sure that it will fold over. All right, and then we're gonna take this side here, take off that adhesive, fold this right on over, and it will match up perfectly, or not if you don't fold it right. All right, hold on. There we go. Let's start from the bottom down here. There we go. Okay. Okay, then we're going to take our tabs off of our adhesive down here. And we're going to fold this up just like that. And then there is your little box. And this is your front, because that tab is going to be on your back. All right, I'm going to move that out the way. Move that. All right, we're going to take some Orchid Oasis ribbon, which I know is a little weird considering you used purple or Gorgeous Grape, but I think it works really well together because of that glimmer. And we're going to wrap it around 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to tie a bow. And I'm going to have sparkle all over me from the Wink of Stella. Oops. My thumbs can get it. There we go. All right, I'm tying a pretty big bow there. Then we'll trim off the ends. Oops. All right. We will flip over our little embellishment there to our front bag. We are going to add a dimensional up here over that one. And we're going to put quite a bit on there to make sure it hangs over the ribbon. All right. And then this will go right here on top, and it will keep all of that in place. And then we are going to add our embellishments. So we're going to put a ghost up here, and you can kind of see them now that they're glowing. And then we're going to add 2 bats. A bat there, and then a bat right here. All right, and then that is project 1. And we will move on to project 2. After I put up that. Okay. Now, project 2 is using a little sneak peek of a box that is going to be coming soon. It's a little, I guess pillow box is what you're going to call it. And you'll see I accidentally colored I colored one side and I really should have been coloring the other. So the inside of this one has some green as well. So I decided I really liked this box and I was going to put it to use, even though if you do purchase from the for the class itself, you will get one of these boxes. I promise. I have plenty of them. So, and if I need to bum them off of some of my team members, I can do that too. So we are going to. They come with quite a few in there. There are, I think, 10, if I'm not mistaken, but the package doesn't have it on there, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I think there might be 10, 12, something like that. Okay, so I've already colored half of this in. We're going to do the other half, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it in half the other direction. we're going to use Lemon Lime Twist. And we're going to use our blender pen. And we're going to blend it. And these are your little stickies to put your box together so that it stays together. You want to make sure that you blend in this area right here. Not necessarily this one, but at least the tip parts where it all kind of comes together. And it does take a few minutes to get it to all color, but it's pretty smooth, which is nice. It is actually, I did have to re-ink my pad though. Because it does take a little bit of ink, but at least it goes on smooth, which is very, very nice. All right. So I'm going to make sure I get these good and inked up on those edges. Let's do a little bit more over here just to make sure. And then we'll get it right there. And obviously it's not going to ink up your adhesive paper. It'll slide right off of that because it's slick. All right. There we go. And then we are going to, you're going to see, and this is how I kind of figured it out that I was doing it wrong. When you put your box together, you're going to notice that you have your jut out, what we call the hill, and then one side's got your valleys. Well, it is easier to fold with toward your hills. That actually will help it. When you try to do it the other way, it doesn't seem to quite work. It doesn't have as much give. So you will know which way to do it when you start bending on those score lines. Because it is an awkward score line because it's round. So, but it doesn't take but a few minutes to get all those score lines bent in. And then once you do all that, I do all the edges first. And then we're going to work on the center part. So we're going to fold like this, just gently. And then we'll do the other side gently. And then when you start kind of pushing it like that, then it will fold in half. Then we will take off the adhesive on one side. And we are going to attach it. So this part will just go right together. You do have to kind of work with it a little bit. But just be gentle and patient with it, and it does. It comes together very nicely, and it stays very nicely too. All right, and then this one here. And there we go. All right, and then there is your little box. And we'll make this our front, so I'm going to push the back down first, and then the front down, so that that front will be a clean surface there. All right. So now we got that. We are going to take that Orchid Oasis again. Oh, thank you, Deb. Yeah, you know, we don't really do anything for Halloween, but I sure do like making tree boxes for it. It is a lot of fun. It really is. All right, so this is the DSP that goes along with the bag of bones. It's called Them Bones. And there is a blog post, so you can get all the measurements and all of that straight off of my website. We're going to put a little bit of adhesive right there on the end here, because I want to make sure that it stays right there in the center. And then we're going to wrap it tightly around the box. And then we're gonna come back and let it match up there. And so we're gonna take and put some adhesive on this side here. It's not liking me today. There we go. And then we'll even that up. All right. So now you've got your little belly band. Then we will take our ribbon and we're gonna tie a bow over here, and we're gonna tie a pretty large one. You know, when you do the 3D projects, you gotta have a big bow. All right, let me see if I can make that tighter. See if I can get my thumb to hold it. There we go. All right. And then we will trim off our tails. And now we are going to stamp our Frankenstein, and we're going to do our sentiment. And our Frankenstein is going to be our solid piece. And let me grab my Stampin' Piers because this will really help me here. We're going to stamp in Granny Apple Green our solid face image like that. Then we're going to take our black Memento and make sure we've got it really good and inked up. And then we're going to line the top of the hairline. And sometimes it's easier to stamp these where you can see the green and then the black overlay. And you know what? I'm gonna have to turn it over and stamp it again because I stamped it too close to the side. Let's try that again. All right. Let's stamp him in the center. There we go. All right. Line up the hairline, and then you're gonna make sure that his screws are there as well. All right, there we go. Let me close up these so I don't put my fingers in them. All right, we're gonna cut out, you know what? I need to do the sentiment. And the sentiment is from the Bag of Bones. And then the Frankenstein is from Tricks and Treats. So boo to you. All right. Then we're going to cut out our Frankenstein, and then we'll put it all together and we will be done with project number 2. All right, there we go. Let me grab out to there. There we go. And I thought that it would be a struggle to line it up, and it's really not. I don't think I've stamped it perfect every time, but you really cannot tell when you cut it out that you haven't lined it up exactly right. So as far as the stamping goes. All right, see, I think it looks just fine. They give you enough space of that white space around it that you cannot tell at all if you don't stamp it perfectly lined up. All right, now we are going to take our, so this is from Merry and Bright Designer Series paper. We're going to take, and I think we're going to pop up our basic white, and these are the nested essential dies. And we're gonna stick this kind of right about like this. We're gonna turn over our Frankenstein. We're gonna pop him up. We're gonna stick him like, I think about like this. Okay, we're gonna flip that over. You can see the Christmas lights on the back. And we're gonna pop this up. And actually I'm gonna put one more on here so that we can make sure it stays. All right, and this is gonna go right about here. Okay, and then we have our little Boo to You. So we're gonna put one dimensional on the back of it, and when we put the dimensional on, we're gonna put it up as close as we can to the hole. And then we are going to tuck the Boo to You right up under our ribbon. Maybe if I can get it to go. There we go. Because what you want is to make sure it looks like it's a tag hanging off. And it doesn't want to go up over. There we go. Okay. And then we'll turn that just a little bit. Okay, there you go. Oh, you know what? One more thing. We're going to add some starry sky embellishments. And I added a bunch on the first one. Oop, but I don't think I need that many. Well, we might. We'll put that one there. And then we're going to put this one down here. Okay. All right, there we go. And to our last project, which I'm going to tell you is probably, well, so I wanted to first say that the first one was my favorite, but then I think, then maybe the last one is, I'm not sure. But this is a great bag that you can use for anything. You can change it up and make it not Halloween at all. But it's very simple and it uses one piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. All right, so let me grab all of my stuff out for this one. We are going to use our cut and score board. And I've got my measurements right over here. So it's a 12 by 12 piece of paper. And I'm gonna come down so you can see. All right, so our first, and all you're gonna do is you're gonna give it 4 scores and that's it. I've got some ink on it, so we're gonna make sure we cover it up. Okay, so on the first side, we're gonna do 2.5 and 9.5. Then you're gonna rotate it 1 to the next side. So just 1 turn, and then you're gonna do 4 3/4. And you're gonna do 7 1/4 or 7 1/4. That's it. So now we're gonna cut. And I'm gonna actually fold on all the score lines first. And grab my bone folder. Because I want to make sure that I give it a good crease. It'll help us with cutting it as well. All right, and then one more right here. All right. Now we are going to trim out these two pieces right here. So I'm going to grab my big scissors. Yes, it is a very nice size box, Deb, or bag, or whatever you want to call it. It is, and it can hold a lot. So it would be great for a birthday present, or my mom's birthday present is actually going in it. So that is what I was trying to make it large enough for. I would show you what my mom's present is. I'm actually really excited about it, but she does watch, so I can't. Okay, so I cut straight up, and then I notched in that side right there. So we're going to do that again. We're going to cut. Actually, let's go ahead and cut in. We're going to cut in, and then we're going to cut straight up. There we go. Then we're going to turn it to the other side and do the same thing. And you could, of course, do any color you want. I just wanted to do the white so that I could kind of add all the pretty fun Halloween colors to it. And then we'll notch in right there. And it'll be done. All right. So we've got all those pieces cut. Now what we're going to do is we are going to add adhesive here. And I'm adding a lot just to make sure. Okay. And then we are going to do, let's see, that's going to go like that. And so this is going to go on the inside. So, oops, I didn't mean to close that down. All right, so we're going to do adhesive on this side. You can use tear and tape for this as well. We'll fold in this side. But I think Stampin' Seal does pretty good, so that's what we're using. Okay, I think I'm good with all that. All right, so this is going to, I'm very particular about a bag. I do not want these little flaps showing on the inside. So if you look down, it's a very clean look on the inside. That's what I like. So this is going to go in between both of these pieces. So we're going to pull this right on up, and it's going to adhere to our side like this. Okay. Then, and it might be easier to do it with tear and tape just so that you don't have everything sticking to you like I do. All right, so now you've got adhesive all the way there. So now you're going to take and fold this over, and what you want to do is match your top, because that's going to give you your smooth line. So I'm going to line that up, and then I'm going to smooth it out to the end. Okay, I'm going to do that again on this side. We're going to match up the top and smooth it out there. Okay, now if you have any little excess on the bottom, you can just trim that right off, which is why I match up the top, so that you're not having to cut off the top. Okay, so now you've got a perfect little box there. Now this is going to be your back, because that's where your seam is, so you want to make sure that that goes to the back. So we're going to start adhering our stuff to the front, but first we're going to take and fold in just a little bit up here at the top, slow and surely. Okay, then I'm going to pop those out, and I'm going to flatten it, and we're going to put our holes at the top. And it'll be easy if we kind of squish this together and do it that way. All right. And this is an alligator. This is from any local craft store. So you can get it from any local craft store. So we're going to slide that in. And we're going to poke a hole there. Okay. Then we're going to slide on over here. And we're going to poke a hole on this side. And it does not have to be perfect. It does not even have to be level. You're not really going to see all that. And just eyeball it. It'll be just fine. And see, look, and I messed it up back there. But we're going to make it work. It's because I can't see. Yep. All right. It's hard to see when you're live. All right. So there is our little box there. And now I've lost my train of thought. Okay. Next, we are going to do our paper. I'm going to put it in front of me so I don't lose my train of thought. All right. So we are going to take and adhere our DSP. So let me grab liquid glue. This is going to be easier to do liquid glue with this. We're going to take strips of Them Bones Designer Series paper, and we're going to adhere it across the front. We're just going to put some glue like that. Make sure your bows are the right side. I've put it on backwards a couple times before. All right, so we got one. And then we're going to put the bones right up underneath it. Just like that. Okay. Then we are going to take our silver piece, and this is from the online exclusive silver and gold adhesive bag, which makes it amazing. So all you have to do is take off the back, which of course I did not have a problem with when I was playing around with it earlier. Now I'm gonna have a problem with it. There it goes. Come on. There we go. And we're going to stick that right there in between those two papers. And you can line it up straight using your bows. That helps. All right, there we go. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our sides, and we're going to put paper on there. We're not going to put any on the back. We're just going to put it on the front and the sides. So we'll stick this here. And with your sides, you just want to make sure that you do get your edges glued down very nicely, very well. All right, and then we'll flip it over, put some more. Make sure your bats are going the right way. And we've got it all lined up there. All right, so there we go. We are then going to take our, actually, let's just go ahead and do our ribbon for our holder. We're going to put this side in. You're just going to pull it through that little hole, and you're going to tie a knot on the end. And I just went ahead and cut the ribbon. You do not have to, you can make the handles as long or as short as you want. Totally up to you. All right, and then all this little excess here, I'm just going to trim it off. All right, so then when you pull it, there you go. Then you'll pull through this one over here. tie your little knot. And then we'll trim off. All right, so then there you go. You've got your little handle on that side, and then we'll do this side. And I'm gonna pray real hard I don't break the other one. All right. We're gonna run that through. Okay, and trim off. Then we're gonna run this one through. Okay, then I'm gonna kind of hold the box up and see, yep, I broke it. So it's not really gonna matter. I will fix that. There is a way to fix it, and I will fix that, but you'll tie your little knot and then you'll have your two handles just like that. It'll be nice and sturdy. All right, so let's finish the rest of it here. So I've got some ribbon, the same ribbon that we did our handles with. We are going to color it using Highland Heather blender pen. So we're going to take and just color. Do know that when you do this with this big ribbon, you will use a lot of ink. So just know that with your blenders. All right. And it does look like two different colors, but I promise when it dries, it's going to look like that. So we'll just kind of blend that in some as well. All right, there we go. Then we need our silver ribbon. Make sure I've got that pulled out. I do. And let's go ahead and stamp. While that ribbon dries, we will stamp our skeleton and our sentiment. All right, we're gonna stamp him right here. I think he's a cute little, skeleton. And then we want to do our sentiment, which is no bones about it. You're a sweet friend. You know, they say that when you grow up, you become best friends with your parents. I would say that's probably pretty accurate. My mother and I are very close. We were not when I was growing up. All right. On our sentiment, we're just going to trim off the ends like this. And really, this side of it doesn't really matter because you're going to kind of tuck it anyway. So you don't really have to cut off the left side of it. Then we're going to pull in our machine one last time, cut our skeleton out. And, oops, make sure we get it the right way. And run it through. And then we've got our fun little skeleton there. We are going to start piling up our pieces, and I'm going to grab real quick. So this is just, Stampin' Up! Actually used to sell them, and I bought tons of them when they discontinued or retired. And so you can get these though from Hobby Lobby, from any kind of craft store. So I'm just going to take my pumpkin pie and I'm just going to color it just so it kind of looks fun. You could put DSP on it too if you wanted, which would be fun as well. All right, so then we've got that. We're gonna let that dry for a minute. We're gonna take this, we're gonna take our ribbon, we're gonna fold it in like this. We're gonna trim it. So that it looks like a ribbon. We are then going to adhere it right here. And I'm actually going to put a little adhesive underneath. Make sure that it stays. Okay, then we're going to take our silver ribbon, kind of do a big old loop. Add a little bit of adhesive there. And we're going to stick that one kind of up. And what I want to make sure is that, so one side of this ribbon is silver, the other has like a white line through it, and I don't want that white line there. So I'm going to fold it like that. Okay, then I'm going to trim this off down there. We will then take our, this is one of the stylish shapes. This is next to the largest of the circle. And this is the Rich Razzleberry. It's part of the Neutrals family DSP. So we're going to put dimensionals on the back of that. If I can find my dimensionals. There they are. They're hiding underneath everything. And I'm not going to get real close to the edge because we're going to have it kind of hang off. So I just want to make sure that it doesn't adhere to the bag itself. So then it's going to come right about here. And then you can adjust that however you would like for it to be adjusted. Then we will pop up our skeleton. And we're just going to put two dimensionals on him because that is all that will fit. He's a little skinny fella. And we're going to stick him over here to the side. Let his feet hang. And then we will take our sentiment. We're going to pop it up. And we're only going to put dimensionals on half of it. Or a little over half of it. And then we'll tuck that in right there. And then take our box and we will adhere it, add an angle right there. And then these are a little longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim this one right about there. And then this one I am going to let hang a little longer. And then when it sits, it kind of flourishes off to the side. So that is project number 3. All right, let me bring in the other ones. Let's see, that's my messed up one. We'll put that one there. And then we've got, well, it's probably hard to see now. There we go. And then we've got that one. And then we have our little, which this will fit a gift card. This little bag, it'll fit a gift card or even a piece of candy, like a flat little Ghirardelli chocolate. So there we go. Those are our projects for today. Again, don't forget that you can get this class for $35 when you purchase from my store, spending $35 before tax and shipping, and this will get mailed directly to you. Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Bye.